Hey, hey. Welcome everybody to Miss Glow's Kitchen, where there's sugar, spice, and everything nice, where we slice, dice, and entice, using everything we can, from peppers to allspice. What's up, my people? Y'all know what time it is? See y'all in the kitchen. The best homemade butter cookies are on the menu today. Alright, so making these butter cookies become much easier when you're using a stand mixer. So into this mixer, you want to put 4 sticks of butter, not margarine, make sure it's butter, and you want to put 1.5 cups of sugar. Now that's what we're going to start out with. Alright, so 4 sticks of butter, 1.5 cups of the white granulated sugar. Alright, the next step after this is we're going to cream it, but we're going to do this first. It's not very hard. I'm going to list the ingredients right here, and you'll see it's easy and it's very, very quick. All right, so if you use unsalted butter, then you're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. But normally I will use salted butter, so that'll balance the flavor out for you. So easy recipe. I'm going to show you some flavor variations at the end of this video, and if you've been on my channel, then you know that I've got another butter cookie recipe using a hand mixer, but it's a little bit easier using a stand mixer. But you know what I always say, you use what you have. Your kitchen, your rules, and yep, use what you have. All right, so in will go the sugar, and then we'll go to the creaming process. All right, make sure you even it off. I use my finger. You can use a knife or something with a flat edge to it. Baking is an exact, it's using exact measurements, so make sure you don't eyeball. All right, so from about 5 to 10 minutes, we're gonna cream the butter and sugar. Now what you're looking for this to do is it's gonna turn fluffy in a very, very, very light yellow color. So the color you start off with, you're gonna go about 3 to 4 shades lighter than that, but you're looking for a very fluffy looking texture. And don't forget to scrape your bowl down a couple times during the creaming process. All right, so very quickly, we're gonna add 2 eggs in here. So once you add the 2 eggs, you wanna mix this up very well. Yes, I use eggs in mine. They're a binder, they're gonna hold your cookies. They won't be so crumbly, but they're still gonna be very buttery and delicious, all right? So we're gonna mix those eggs in there well, and then we'll move on. At this point, you'll add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. If you don't have extract, you can use flavoring. All right, so what I do here is I add a little bit of butter flavoring. I get it from Kroger. So about 2 teaspoons of butter flavoring in here, and that's gonna bring the flavor out for the cookies. But sometimes, you know, depending on what brand of butter you buy, you don't exactly get that butter flavor in your cookies. So be really careful. But another thing I want to point out is you can get butter emulsion, all right? Because emulsion gives it a butter taste that's out of this world. Anyway, I get it from Amazon, Loran, butter emulsion. Yeah, try that. All right, so mix really well after this, and then we will move on to the next step. So after it's mixed well, you start adding your flour in. So I've already started. So start adding your flour in. So I do it like 1 scoop at a time. I wouldn't advise pouring the entire bowl in at once. So I'd tell you to take a cup or something like that and just put a little bit in at a time. All right. So a couple tablespoons at a time, and just let it mix really well. All right, so almost at the end of that 5 cups of flour. All right, almost at the end of it. Yep. You're gonna let it mix up, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna speed the mixer up. And then you're gonna see it's gonna incorporate very well, and I'll show you what the mixture looks like. All right, so just let it go. You want to mix. You don't want any balls of raw flour in your cookie. So when you're done mixing, that's what your dough will look like. Check that out. All right, so you want to make sure your oven is preheated to 350. So you want it already ready before you start even putting your cookies on the on the cookie sheet. All right, so I'm using a tablespoon scoop. So it's not a scoop, but a tablespoon measuring spoon. So I'm taking a heaping tablespoon. What I'm going to do is roll it in my hand like that. After I roll it in my hand like that, I'm going to flatten it out into a disc. And the reason why I flatten it out into a disc is because once I put the finger imprints on there, I don't want the cookies too thick. All right, so you don't want them paper thin, but you don't want them really thick either. So this is so much like a shortbread cookie. All right, so even though it's buttery, you're going to get your better flavor out of it, your better taste if you have a thinner cookie. All right, you know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure it's golden brown on the bottom. So you want to make sure these actually cook some in there. Now, when I put it in the oven, I'm going to put it in my oven for 17 minutes. If you have a really, really fancy, like newer oven, these are going to take anywhere between 10 to 12 minutes. But even though my stove is newer than the last one I had, it still takes 17 minutes in mine. All right, so keep that in mind. It may take you 10 to 12. It may take you up to 17 minutes. You just want to make sure you have a golden brown color on the bottom of it. All right. All right, so we're going to put our signature handprint on here. The signature 3-finger handprint that homemade butter cookies are known for. So you don't have to put this imprint on the top if you don't want to. All right. They just look like the old school butter cookies when you do. All right, so and don't forget, by adding that butter flavoring or that emulsion, you're going to get even more of such a great buttery flavor out of these. These are really good. All right, so as I said, anywhere between 10 to 17 minutes. All right, now that one batch you're going to get, if you do use the tablespoon like I did, you're going to get 36 cookies, or around about 36 cookies. All right, so you see the bowl is empty. I'm on my third batch of 12. So check that out. They're golden brown around the edges, and that's just what we want. But check this out at the bottom, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a nice golden brown color on the bottom. All right, so that color is going to help with the flavor. The lighter your cookie is, trust me, I'm telling you, the darker it is right there, the more flavor you're going to get out of the cookie. All right, so this is what it looks like. They look like, rather. And these are packaged to go out. All right, and these are wrapped and packaged to go out. With COVID and everything now, people sometimes prefer to have their cookies wrapped. Those are toffee flavored butter cookies, all right? These are lemon flavored butter cookies. Check them out. And strawberry flavored. Thanks for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Happy New Year to you all. See y'all next time. For more great recipes, tips, and ideas, check out some of my other videos.